All right, I'm Max Dadlift, and it is day 3 of the novice linear progression. Whew, my hams are cramping, my shoulders are bleeding. Whew, and we got 275 on the bar. Whew. Full disclosure, I was planning on doing 225 today just to kind of recover and make sure that I was hitting it hard coming Monday. But then I remembered I was benching 230 and I was going to be doing barbell rows, probably the same weight that I benched. And I couldn't live with myself if I was squatting less than I was benching. So we're doing 275 today. Whew. The horrors persist, but so do I. Can you really call it a novice linear progression if the amount of weight goes down? I did 315 and then I did 325, but it was a 531 and now I'm doing 275. So, man, it feels like a regression right now. But it's probably because I started too aggressively. I did it to myself. DOMs are better today than they were on Wednesday. Took a little bit of extra magnesium glycinate last night. Seems to have helped a little bit. My wife suggested I take rhodiola. I don't know if it does anything, but my legs they're still hurting, but they are not quite as cripplingly painful as they were on Wednesday. So, Zach goes to Euro. Thanks for the tips on magnesium. Here's hoping that I'm less of a bitch come Monday. Two more. Golly. That's two. Doo-doo. 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 Two more. That's it for squats. Oh, here. Well, I got you. I want to make sure you guys can rest assured these smaller plates are indeed 45 pounds. Is that showing? Here you go, 45. So, just smaller plates. Fitness gear plates are a little thicker in some places, but they have a smaller diameter than these cap. I think the cap has a smaller diameter than standard competition plates. That said, despite them being different sizes, they are the same weight. That bench is hot. All right. So we got 225 and then 230. So we're just adding 5 pounds. It's 1 to 3. If you guys have been following along on the channel for any length of time, you know that I like to get a little woo-woo on occasion. To me, lifting and just having a hard physical activity is not only a physical process, but it's a spiritual one as well. And I was just thinking about it today. I went on Reddit, which I know, first off, isn't a great thing if you want to protect your own mental health, right? But there's a father out there on Reddit who was asking, if he was a bad dad. And the reason he asked was because he's got a young son who, as young kids do, get sick, and they have to go to the ER once in a while to deal with, late night fevers, clumsy kid injuries, etc. The thing is he said that he gets so much anxiety from going to the hospital with his son that really he can't do it. That he is already on anxiety medication, but something about going to the ER just brings that to through the roof, to the point where he can't go. He has to ask his wife or his mother-in-law to take his kid. That's a hard position to be in. So I want to say that, my heart goes out to this guy, and he's on the right track. Like, his instincts are right. He's not a bad dad, but his anxiety is stopping him from being the best father that he could be. One of the things I recommended was to find a hard physical activity. I don't think it's a cure-all by any means, but I think it does help tremendously, is just to have something difficult and heavy in front of you that you have to force yourself to do, even if you don't want to. I find that there's nothing quite like it to bring one into to be present and grounded in the moment. If that barbell, if you're not 100% focused on it, it's going to crumple you. So that's one of the things I said, but also thoughts, as a father, like, it's your duty to be dependable and be there for your family. You don't have to have all the answers, and you don't have to be the one to fix everything, but your presence, you have to be there. And you, like I said, you're half of that foundation for your child along with your wife. And if you find yourself in a position where, like, you're so anxious that you just turn into one more kid to take care of, in those times, you're not doing anyone any good. Probably removing yourself from the situation is a good first step, just so you don't make it worse. But you've identified that problem. You need to figure out the root of it. Like I said, find a heavy physical activity, go to therapy, figure something out. But step 1 is acknowledging it. Step 2 is doing something about it. I don't know, what advice do you guys have? Mine is always lift something heavy, right? So I know it's when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. What have you found works for you in the past? Let me know. Comments below. Let's try to help this dude out. Build the strength to carry what matters. All right. That's bench press. I don't want to be misconstrued. I know I'm not perfect and I don't have all the answers. If you ever find yourself in a position where you think I might think that, call me out, get a reality check, because I'm figuring it out as I go, just like the rest of you. As it is evidenced by my false start on a novice program this week. That pride, man, you think you know everything, that you can get away with it. It humbles you real quick. Gonna do rows with the barbell. I don't need these hooks, but I got them and I like to use them. So we got that. They're a little bit in the way right now, though. And we're gonna go for 3x5 here. I know I say don't pull with your wedding ring on, but these hooks kind of eliminates the need for saying that, because my ring doesn't really come into contact with the bar now. That's one. Two. All right, let's finish her up. All right, that's today's training session. Make sure to catch me on Monday, where hopefully I will be recovered enough to actually give this a decent try at putting weight on the bar every week or every day. Next week's press cycle is going to be press, bench, press. I think I might do chins on Monday. That way I reserve the right to do deadlifts on Wednesday. If I do institute a light day on Wednesday, I'm going to do my pulls then. Either way, I'm going to pull on Wednesday, but if I have a light day on Wednesday, I'll be able to have a little bit more weight on the bar when I do that. Anyway, stay tuned. Should be dropping a shed session in about an hour here. And remember to hit me up with your strength questions. Otherwise, I'm going to get into the esoteric. All right, have a good one. Talk to you later.